In today's live stream video, I'm going to be discussing my guest reselling business, including how to stay focused and avoid distractions. For those of you that were in the live chat earlier, I appreciate you coming over. Just give us a little minute or two to get things organized. Apparently, YouTube is having a lot of issues today. I knew they had it earlier this morning, and I thought it was solved, but apparently it has not been solved. So I'm waiting for my guest to pop in. So we'll get started very shortly. So guys, can you hopefully see me on the video? Is my video showing okay? SMA, Todd, you need to pop in with the new link. SMA and Crystal, can you guys see me now? Hopefully you can. And people are thinking, no, this guy Adam's an idiot. Let me type in here. Let's see. Okay.
Check.
All right, guys. So, Penn, can you see us, buddy? Yes, you can say, hey, amen, hallelujah. You guys can see us. Where there's a will, there's a way. This is great. Avoiding distractions, staying motivated. We got it done, Todd.
Just keep moving.
I'm going to pull up the show notes, and I guess that's a good time for you to introduce yourself, right?
Sure. No time like the president. My name's Todd, the Flippin Hustler. I've been reselling on eBay since December 5th, 2016. I live in small town USA up in the upper Midwest. And I'm a married guy. Been married for 11 years. Father of 2 daughters. And been reselling full-time, like I said, for 6 years. That's what I do.
Cool. Okay, guys, I don't have my, I don't want to have all these commotions going on, so I don't have the YouTube chat. I do have the StreamYard chat, so I'm going to follow the chat. Hopefully Randy was able to come back over. Hopefully he did get it. If not, I will contact him, so I need to have a moderator in the chat. So Randy, if you are in the chat, why don't you just type in the chat, let me know you're there. If not, I will try to reach out to Randy. So, guys, I apologize, but I've been live streaming continuously for over 3 years now. And there's an old saying about live streaming. It's not if something will go wrong, it's when something will go wrong. So we got a positive guy in the chat here as our guest. I should say as my guest. We're going to just plow right through this, and we're going to make the best of it. I'm sure it's going to be a great show. So we shall get started, guys. I appreciate you all coming over, and I'm sure it'll take a few minutes for people to come over, but we shall get through this, and it'll be a great show. There's Mike, the Flippin' Goodies, saying hello to Mr. Todd. Glad you could find a new link, Mike. Appreciate it. It was a little harrowing earlier. YouTube's been having problems all day. I didn't think it'd be an issue, but apparently it was. So we created a whole new show, and I'll edit it and change things out. So, but anyway, you guys are here. Appreciate you being here. So, as I'd like to say, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show.
Yeah, well, let me say hi. Let me say hi
Absolutely.
to Mike. Let me say hi to Crystal, Rosie's Closet. Let me say hi to SMA. Let's say hi to Flippin' Goodies and Peter Ray for coming back. Everyone, thanks for coming back. And take 32 seconds and share this out with a couple people that, that maybe we know or that I knew, or I've been around for 5 years. So there's got to be some people out there that I haven't talked to in a long time. So it'd be nice to see some old faces in the chat.
Absolutely, guys. So like I said, we had quite a few people in the chat, so I'm sure it'll fill in. Again, if you guys can share it, that would help, again, because there's a new link and it doesn't have all the pretty thumbnail that I created. Todd sent me a great picture, and I have to ask you how you did that during the show. Looked really cool. So, but I just wanted to get this up and running, guys, so I could get you in the chat. So I'll change everything over after the show. But the main thing is Todd is here, I'm here, and you're here.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
So, let me first say, Adam, that I'm very impressed, man. This is the first show that I've ever been on, and I've been on a number of shows in the past that I've ever had a script or at least an outline of what was going to happen. So that's really cool. So respect to that. So let's see what is next then.
What is next? I'm going to ask you. You had mentioned that you got into reselling about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So why don't you give us again? I had Todd on many moons ago. So why don't you just give us refresh our memory of how you got involved in reselling, why you got involved in reselling, and just tell us a little bit of that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I need to move my chair so I can stand back and talk a little bit. So I'm originally from Colorado, and I was born a long, long time ago. I moved up here to North Dakota back in 2001. I got into radio at that time and went from radio. I was in the chip business. I was a chip delivery guy, kind of like Frito-Lay, but different. And then I went back to the radio. And then I had a limousine company from 2004 to 2006 that I owned and operated. And then from 2007 to 2014, I had a party bus company that I owned and operated. Now, the whole time I owned and operated those two businesses, I also worked, different jobs, doing whatever. I always did something. So that was that. Then in 2009, I started working at the Men's Warehouse. Moved my way up, became the assistant manager. I was there for about 2 years. And then I got into car sales. And that was the last job I ever had, was car sales. And I did that for 5 years. My first year in, I was salesman of the year, moved my way up the ranks, became finance manager. Very stressful position, wasn't my bag of tea. After all said and done, I went in on a Saturday, and let me backtrack a little bit. I worked really hard at what I did, and my customers were always first. I mean, I always went above and beyond for them. So you could go Google me now and find all my reviews from 10, 12 years ago, because there's that many, right? So anyway, my boss was like, you got to step up your game. I was like, man, if that's what you think, I'm a roll. So I bounced, which means I quit. I quit like that because I felt disrespected, and I knew my value. I knew my worth. I knew what I could accomplish, and that wasn't, I just didn't appreciate it. So I rolled. Started my own detail company. That was April 23rd of 2016 that I left. A couple days later, started the detail company, called up all my customers that I had sold cars to, and loaded up the books with cars. So then I was detailing cars 2 to 3 times a week, just killing myself, making money. And then it started to get cold. Well, where I live up here, it gets freezing cold, like 32 below zero cold. So nothing works. I don't have a heated shop. So I decided, what am I going to do? Right around that time, I had been watching Casey the Rockstar Flipper and Craigslist Hunter and Bonafide and these guys. And I thought, if these guys can do that and all you have to do is hustle, that's what I do. I'm a born hustler. So that's what I started doing. So December 5th, I opened up my eBay store and started selling. And that's it. Fast forward almost 6 years now. Well, we're 5 years in 1 month, 5 years plus 1 month. And we've sold over 5,000 products. Have almost, I'm like 5 away from 2,000 positive feedback. We have 1,600 active and ship out 5 to 15 a day. Sometimes none, sometimes 1. It just depends on, it gets crazy. You guys know how the game is, but when I don't sell something for 1 day, I flip out because I'm like, that's just not even possible. How can someone not sell something if you have all this stuff? So then I have to backtrack. Say, okay, Todd, what are you doing wrong? Have you jacked up your promotions? What's going on with your sales? Where are you slacking? And we'll get into that. Do I run all that kind of stuff later? But yeah, there's always a reason.
But you have 1,600 active listings right now.
Yep.
You're a full-time seller, obviously.
Yep. We've shipped out like 480 something in the last 90 days.
Okay. And due to unfortunate circumstances, your wife now is helping. Well, it's good that she's helping you with business, but she's helping you now with the business.
Yeah. There's always a plan out there that we don't understand why things happen, but things happen. And thank goodness that I have the kind of wife that is resilient, and in spite of whatever is going on, she is just that country girl tough that perseveres through everything.
Yes.
And she's literally my rock. She is. So yeah. Yep. Yeah,
I don't want to really get involved in too much, guys, but I just want to update you. I know almost everyone in the chat right now has known Todd for many, many moons. I was talking to Todd earlier in the pre-chat that I had purchased one of his Flippin' Hustler mugs, and I know Kelly has bought some from merch from Todd. So I know I just want to give you a little bit of update of what's going on, but Todd's wife is doing better, and she's involved in business.
Yeah, she is involved in the business, and she keeps me on track. Now, what her job was at her former job, what she was, so she was the manager of a convenience store, but not one convenience store. She had 4 convenience stores at one time. So she had like 50 to 70 employees.
That's a lot.
And she was juggling all this stuff going on. So over the course of 15 or more years, she scaled down to one store, and she was just kicking butt at that store, and everything was going good. And then things happened,
Yeah.
you know,
Life
and we had
happens.
to
It
back.
gets in the way somehow, but
Life
like,
happens. Yep.
you
Yep.
always got to adapt. You always got to change. You got to deal with it. And that's,
Yep.
we don't have, well, I don't have crystal balls. We don't know what's going to happen. So,
Right. Yeah. So
you
that
gotta make the
happened.
best
She had
of it
a
and persevere.
Yep. She had a medical condition. After she recuperated for a while. I mean, it was a long recuperation. And anyway, yeah. So she's now involved with the business, and so being a boss of several thousand, several people, 70 people for
Right.
years and years and years. Now it's just me and her. So she can manage me, like no other.
I was gonna say she's always been your boss, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, talk about organized. Yeah, man. She makes me better. She has made me better. So we've found the grain of good in something that was bad is the bottom line. The moral story. We're doing great. Life is good. And we're blessed and thankful. And she says she wouldn't want to go back to working 80 hours a week anymore and just being home to sleep.
Now she gets to spend time with her family and work on the quote unquote family business.
Man, every morning I wake up and we drink our coffee. I'm like, do you know how lucky we are? Right now, people are getting in their cars, hating where they go and just hating life, waiting for Friday. And here we are drinking coffee. I'm watching you make the bed and, okay, well, I'm going to work.
It's below freezing up there. You're happy you work from home, right?
Oh, man, it's a beautiful thing. So anyway, okay. So we're doing good.
All right, guys, I just wanted to clear it up a little bit because I know a lot of you are considered Todd a friend. So I just want to give a little bit of update. I don't want to get into detail, but I want to give you a little bit of an update.
Yeah, so she's in on the business and it's good, and she's made me better for it. So
great. Sounds good. Okay. As I like to say, let's get into meat and the potatoes.
Okay, what's next?
You thought about how you got involved. You currently just sell on eBay, correct?
That's it, man. That's it.
And why
I
is that
have,
you only sell on eBay? I know you and I, again, guys, I always tell you, always have a pre-chat and playing the show and time involved. But anyway, Todd and I had a conversation. Why are you only just selling on eBay? Why is that?
Isn't that a strange question? I ask myself that all the time because I've started a Macari, I've started an Etsy, and I've started
we're on Poshmark at all?
I started a Poshmark.
I think you sold on, right?
There was 3 different things that I, started a store, Trend and Treasures, the whole shebang, and just never could get into. I'm just so eBay that it's for me to deviate. It's even hard to even. It's hard to explain, Adam, why I wouldn't do it. So I thought, I'm going to use List Perfectly because if I have that, there's no reason I can't get it done. So I started watching List Perfectly and whatever, and then for some reason I jumped off that railroad track and went another direction, kept on moving. So I don't really have a good reason.
That's fine.
None.
I mean,
yeah.
The only reason I say that, and again, I don't claim to be the super duper expert. I've been reselling for 4-ish years now, and I used to watch all the OGs like you did, back in the day, like you said, Craigslist Hunter and Rockstar Flipper and Bonafide Hustler, and I always forget the guy's name that was from Chicago, but he's in Arizona now.
Global Voodoo Mike. Yep.
Global Voodoo Mike, right? So you and I used to watch all the same people, and you guys that watch the channel and are frequently in the chat, I'm a big fan of these old-fashioned sayings, I guess because I'm old-fashioned maybe, but the one saying that I live by, and then one of the things I learned in college, one of the so-called sayings was the only thing that is permanent is change. So we don't know what life's going to deal us, so we got to adapt. So if our business is not working properly, we have to adapt. So, and again, that's going to be like the gist of the discussion, but I want to give like a basic understanding of Todd's business, and we're going to talk about how to stay focused and how to set goals. And Todd even wrote a song about that. So we're going to get into that a little bit later, but I want to just talk about in general, so you guys refresh you about a little bit about Todd's business. So anyway, let me get back into this what we're doing here. So we've talked about your eBay business. Your business model is basically you're selling one-offs, and your especially your niches are vintage, such as toys, correct?
Yeah, recently it's been toys, and that just was because I bought a whole wall of toys, and it worked out that it was mostly toys. There was some other vintage stuff in there, but yeah, it was mostly toys. And then I was like, man, prefer it. It doesn't get old. Like, you know, sometimes you just get burned out. It's like, how many shirts do I want to take a picture of and measure? I mean, I really don't care about this shirt or nothing, but you find me something from 1965, Mickey Mouse, something or another. Well, that's pretty cool, you know, to me. So I think that's probably why I just enjoy it a little bit more. But yeah, I sell everything though, man. I mean, I'll give you guys a little tour of what I've been doing. I haven't been doing a lot of lives. I used to be almost known for doing lives, man. I mean, if you Googled live eBay show, it was me.
Yeah.
I popped up. I was like doing live before it was cool, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I missed it. But either way, I just haven't been.
Well, that's why I'm so excited. I'm thinking about who can I have one? Who can I have one? I'm kind of racking my memory. And the guys, just as an aside, I always ask you guys in the chat, you know anybody or yourself that wants to join me and be interviewed on a show, I would greatly appreciate it. It's becoming more and more difficult. And I'm thinking, I'm racking my brain, and there's a lot of marbles rolling around in here. I'm thinking, who can I have one? I said, oh my God, I haven't had Todd on forever. And I know he used to do a ton of lives. I used to really enjoy him. So, you know, again, I consider Todd a friend. I'm sure a lot of you do. I'm thinking that'd be great to have Todd on. And Todd stopped right to it. Said, I would love to be on. So
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
guys, again, if you have any questions for Todd, you know, pop them in the chat. I prefer you put like a big Q and, you know, question marks afterwards. This makes it easier for me to track the questions. So if you have any questions for Todd as we go along, just pop them in the chat. There was a 30-second delay. Maybe that was with the other chat. So there might be a little bit of delay, but I am monitoring the chat. So, okay, guys. Hello, Roy. Thanks for joining us, buddy. So, did you want to get into your toys and your vintage and your
yeah, we can take a little walk around.
And you also sold pans, right? You sold the cast iron pans as well. I mean, I'll have to show us those, but that's one of your stuff to do, right?
Yeah, well, we'll just take a little walk.
Okay, I'm gonna put on Todd on the full screen here, guys, so you can see a little bit better.
All right, so go ahead.
Yes, we're good.
Okay, so most of you have been down here. Let me see how I can put this so that you would see where we're at. All right, so I rearranged the basement again because it needed to be done. And I put all my tools over here with the exception of a couple. So it just makes everything usually fine. I started utilizing these chest of drawers. I keep my smalls up here, more smalls, and then all of these different kinds of curtains and stuff like that I bought is in here. Then I can do all my crafting stuff here. This is all flat lay stuff. You know, what do we have here? John F. Kennedy, something or another. Anyway, anything that's flat goes there. So that was one major thing that was done over here.
So again, you reorganizing and redoing your inventory, and guys, you know, sometimes we're our own worst enemies, and you know, staying organized, and that's, I guess, that's one Todd's forte, staying organized and keeping things together. And I love how he's reorganized his workstation and his shipping station and his inventory. So I just wanted you guys to have Todd share that with you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I try. One of the only things that's original from when I very first started was that table and those 2x4s, and actually not even 2x4s, because before that it was something else. It was just like these tubes, cardboard tubes. But anyways, I put more stuff over here. So then I actually have a desk and a
working area desk. That's going up in the world.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So here's the boxes from the toy dilly. One of them I had to actually break down and use it as a shipping box because I had to ship something big and heavy. So box number 3 got sacrificed, unfortunately, but that's the way it goes. You're asking about different kinds of toys, different things that you might be looking out for when you're out there. Well, it's hard to say because there's so many different things that are out there, but I can show you the things that I thought were cool when I found them, such as this vintage Mickey Mouse 45 record case. This was in box number 1, very first. Whoa, nice catch. Box Paul Dilly. These are cool. The Hippity Hops. I think these are like $65 a pop. I have them up there for.
Okay, now most of these things are you finding in yard sales, or garage sales, or are you going to auctions, or where are you finding these things?
No, see, so what happened was probably January, sometime in January, I went to this store and they were doing a closeout kind of thing, whatever. And I was standing looking at this whole, I say it's a wall of toys, but what it was 5 shelving units and an end cap, basically shelving unit of toys.
Okay.
And the owner of the company or the business said, how about I make you a deal on all of it? And I had a car. I'm like, how am I going to get all this crap in the car?
Yeah, right.
And what's my wife going to say? She's going to kill me. But I was like, well, give me a price and then we'll talk about it. So he made me a deal that I didn't even talk to my wife first. I said yes before I even said, hey, baby, should we do it or not? Because I knew that the price was so good, she'd be cool with it. So anyways, I bought this entire wall and end cap for $225. And it was 3 car loads and 100 miles worth of back and forth. At that point, it was like, man, I need a van. So yeah, that's how it all came to be. So I've got a 9 video series of me unloading box by box by box of what's in each box. And I broke it down how much value was based on the tags. And a lot of that stuff is, well, all of it's listed, but some of that stuff went for way more than was on the tags. Some of it was right on and some of it was below,
Right.
But that investment right there, that one day, had I not gone there and not got that, I would have missed that on thousands, man. But the value of the tags that I pulled was 3,800 and some change.
Wow.
And we probably made a couple grand off it so far. I still have a ton of it left to sell. So that was cool, man. But right time, right place, ready to do it, and just, and that's not a lot of, I mean, it is a lot of money, but it's not when you see what was there. It's like, yeah, you just do it,
Well, think of the deal you got, and
it's crazy.
Unfortunately, with what's going on in the world, the price of gasoline is insane. So you really don't have to source too much. I mean, you have a lot of, I like to call it cash pile. Other people call it death pile. I like to call it cash pile. So you have a lot of inventory to keep you busy, and again, you're not out sourcing. And again, I always say time is money. So you're not spending your time sourcing. You're spending your time listing and selling and shipping. Creating income.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, we knocked out all those boxes, and the main thing was Samantha's like, you got to get these videos made so that we can get the stuff listed. We got to get the stuff listed. So the push was on to get the videos out there. So that's really why January videos were, I put out I don't know, like probably 48 videos now since the beginning of the year, which for me is a lot. 48 videos since the beginning of the year.
And we're and editing and everything.
Yeah, man. And that's even, I haven't put one out in like 15 days now. But sometimes you just have to back up, regroup, and change everything up and then come back and start all over again. So that's kind of what I've done. Unfortunately, when you do that, you can't have your foot on the gas on both. You can't have, there's only one gas pedal. So you let off the eBay gas and put it on anything else, eBay is going to suffer. So unfortunately, my numbers have suffered because of it. But like I said, sometimes
I misunderstood. Your numbers have suffered.
Yeah, my numbers have suffered, have gone down because of not listing as many consistently, or taking a day to do something else, whatever. I'm a firm believer of what you give is what you get. So when my number goes down, I don't get sad. I don't get mad. I say, Todd, what have you done wrong? Okay, well, it's not that you've done anything wrong. It's that you've allocated your time in different places. So thus, this is the result. That's okay. Sometimes you have to fall hard and fast, get a good bounce, regroup, and then, like I said, come back better. So that's where I'm at.
And I say it all the time, guys, and I'm honest with you guys. Sometimes I say I'm my worst enemy, and especially I have a lot of health issues, so sometimes I don't list. And when you don't list, you don't sell. I mean, you got to have good items, and you got to have competitive prices. But if you don't list, no matter what you have, you're not going to sell. And then I talk about the eBay algorithm, and I don't know if Tommy Bernard is in the chat, but he says I don't know about the eBay algorithm. My experience, Todd's experience, other sellers' experiences, if you don't list, you don't really sell, because eBay doesn't think you're an active seller, and in our minds anyway, they don't really promote your listings.
What I've found
to promote listings.
So what I found is you can pedal fast, like you can list 20 a day, 30 a day, for a while, as long as you can. Say 4 days, you list 30 a day. And that seems like a lot, and it is a lot. To some people, it depends on what you're listing. Everyone has a different perspective. But for me, 30 is, pretty good. So you can pedal hard really fast and then coast for a couple days, but not more than a couple days, because after that, it goes south, man, quick. When I went to Colorado, I pedaled hard before I went. And while I was down there, I came back and it was like $800. I was like, cool. I made everything.
You went away for the weekend with your daughter and just to visit family. And I just want to bring this up, guys. And most of you know this, but I'm sure Beth Restar Road, but I don't think she's in the chat right now, but I'm sure she'll watch the replay. She's a big proponent, and I agree 100%. When you have the time and you're on that roll and you're listing, put things in your draft file. So when things like this happen, you can upload those drafts. They're already pictures taken, the listing's done. You just upload it, and you can, say you do an extra 25 or 30 listings. Maybe you do 10 there and 10 today, 10 tomorrow, 10 the next day, and it keeps that activity going for you.
Yep. While I was down there, I was still sending offers, still doing that kind of stuff.
There you go. Allegedly, they like that interplay too when you're dealing with offers and responding. Yeah,
definitely. So, everyone's going to find a different experience depending on the size of the store and what you list. I mean, what you're selling is a huge part of it,
Absolutely.
And I don't have the magic answer. That's why I try and sell a little bit of everything. I'm trying to just cover everybody, from underwear to vintage toys to Coca-Cola collectors to Nikes to, whatever, man. If I get a good deal on it, I'm going to flip it.
Every experienced seller that I have on this show has said how great vintage underwear sells. So I guess I don't see it out there, but and again, I talk about a friend of mine that likes the old Hanes back in the day, and they're not constructed the same way. The elastic's not the same, not to get into details, but the quality is just not there like it used to be, and people will pay big money for vintage underwear.
Yeah, if you could find a new old stock. I'm talking about like
new old stock, exactly. Yeah, I'm not gonna sell used underwear,
right?
New old stock in the package, and sometimes you can find that at thrift stores. You can find that at yard sales, garage sales. But guys, don't pass up. I mean, you can always scan it on your eBay app or whatever platform you're selling. You can always scan it and check the prices. But I hear $50, $60, $70 for a pack of underwear. It's like, really? Yeah, really.
Yeah, you just never know. And so that's why you just look it up. You want to
share a couple vintage things? You had a couple of vintage toys you put aside, right?
What did I put aside over here?
Guys, we're going to get into the staying motivated and avoiding distractions. But again, most of you know Todd. I really wanted to get caught up on where his business has been because I'm so used to him doing his lives. And when Todd and I were doing our pre-chat, planning the show, I used to even get a kick out of his lives when he was snow blowing snow in his yard, because it was always fun. And Todd used to get all motivated to clean out the snow, and it was always fun. And we would just kind of hang in the chat. We working, listing and whatnot, but we would watch Todd doing it and said, "Thank God I don't have that kind of snow at my home."
That's what most people say. And just like eBay's not for everybody, YouTube, being a tuber is not for everybody. Living where I live is not for everybody. Small town living is not for everybody. True. I mean, there's some people that would go crazy where I live.
I'm not a big city person. I always grew up in suburbs. I like being in suburbs near the bigger cities, and then of course the suburbs where the people live that work in the cities. There's a lot of restaurants and retail, etc. It makes it easy. But I was going to show.
I'm sorry. I was going to show some stuff because you asked me to pull aside some stuff.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Pretty much everybody here is going to know about these things. But it'll be a refresher course. Maybe you forgot.
Hey, a course, squirrel. People watch the replay, right?
Right. Yeah. True that. Okay. So something that this is for like people who are like, what do I look for out at thrift stores that I can find pretty much every time, at least one piece, and then you save them up. You don't just list them right away. You save them up, and then you put together a bunch, and then whatever. So one of those things is Revere wear. And Revere wear you're going to find at thrift stores everywhere all the time, cheap, for like $2.99, $3.99. Now there's going to be a difference between the old Revere wear and the new Revere wear, and you can tell that based on the handles.
Okay.
So like this one has a a hole here and a hole here and a hole here. Is this the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. That is older than, say, this one. So this is after 1968, I believe. I wish Beth was here. She'd probably know.
Right.
I believe it's after 68 on that one.
Okay.
And this is pre-68. Anyways, the reason is it's just thicker. It's thicker.
So the one that kind of had like the rivet type things, that's the more vintage.
Yeah, this is the older one. Yep.
Okay.
And that's what people are really looking for. But if you put together a whole set of Revealware, I think I've got this set up there for like $75, and I probably have maybe $10 into it.
How many pieces?
One, two, 3 pots, 2 pans, or 2 skillets, and 3 lids. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces.
And you have it up for how much?
Up in the 70s.
70s, okay.
Yeah, I probably like 75.
You probably have
maybe $10 into it.
Invested or so.
Yeah, maybe 10.
10, okay, cool. Again, guys, there's a pro tip for you. When you're out at your thrift stores, look for the Revealware, and Todd just gave you a pro tip how to tell between vintage and, well, I guess Revealware can be vintage even if it's 20 years old. It's vintage. But I mean, the older Revealware, and I'm assuming again, they say what assuming. I'm not going to mention the show because I try to keep it G-rated. But is the vintage, older vintage, classic, a lot more valuable than the things from like the 90s and 2000s?
It will be, but like I said, if you put a whole group of it together,
right,
people are going to buy it. And people that know what they're looking at are going to say, "Okay, I know what that is. I know what that is, but I want the whole set because it's a whole set."
Gotcha.
And then there's going to be people that will say, "You know what? I just want that one piece. Will you sell me that one piece?"
Or maybe they just need a lid or something. I mean, I know it happens to me somewhat with my cookware.
Yep. So here's something else that's easy to find. Seems like they're everywhere. I find a couple every time I go. I stopped buying them, but is rotisseries, the Signature series or whatever the heck they are, rotisseries, and then part them out. If you know Beth, Reseller Rowboat, she talks about parting stuff out a lot, and I was like, you know what, she's right. I think I'm gonna do that. So I started buying these things.
Clothing, but there's good money in if you want to get involved in reselling blind sports.
Yeah, it depends on how you buy it. If you don't want to overpay, I paid $6.99 for the whole get up, the machine and everything.
Okay.
I'll sell this piece right here for $19.99. I'll sell this piece for $19.99. I'll sell this for $19. I mean, I'll just piece it all out. And
what brand is that?
Let me grab the whole machine because it's right here. Because I was just going to start picturing this. It is.
Is that one of those
Ronco?
Ronco. I could say, is that one of those Roncos?
The Ronco Showtime rotisserie.
There you go.
And you can sell the whole shebang together.
Used to sell down there. You go, Ronco.
Yep, but it's
Kelly's got it.
Yeah, it's just so much easier just to part them out.
Kelly, guys, you probably all call her mama. I call her Kelly. I don't know. I think I'm a little old to be calling her mama, so I call her Kelly. Most you call her mama.
So that was that, and that was that, and then always keep your eyes open for these Mountain Dew bottles, the old ones with the little guy on them.
I have never seen one of those in my life ever.
Oh no!
So what are they from? The 50s, 40s?
I think it's like the 40s, man.
40s. Okay, I've never seen one ever.
Yeah. So when I was looking them up today, I can't remember.
Probably same thing. Pepsi or Coke 2 bottles, right? Those old.
Yeah, just depending. I mean, not every old Coke bottle is gonna be worth something, but there are some that are. I sold a Coke bottle from Fargo, North Dakota bottling plant that was from like 1910. I mean, it was freaking really old. It had a really different pattern to it. It was like $65 I got out of the thing. I could not believe it.
Okay.
But anyways, by itself, this is like, I don't know, 18 to $20. But you start putting multiples together, and the price just goes up, man. So the old Mountain Dew bottles, yeah, it's super cool.
Cool.
So that's that, and that concludes that part of the session.
Okay, some great tips there. I mean, I would assume I would probably Google Lens that and try to research that on my eBay app. But again, I guess guys, maybe sometimes you can find that, and if you make a deal, and that's a pro tip that Todd had discussed earlier, and I've had other resellers come on the show, and they mentioned that look on Facebook Marketplace, look on the maybe in a Facebook group, maybe someone is selling their inventory. and maybe they have things, they might have vintage things, and maybe they're just getting out of the business altogether. Maybe get the stuff for 20 cents on the dollar or something.
That is so true. Yeah, and if you go and look in your analytics on eBay, and most of us in here have been on eBay for quite a long time, so you can see that X amount of people make it 1 year. Then at 2 years, it drops a little bit. At 3 years, at 4 years, at 5 years, it plummets.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. So 6, 7, 8. So the people that have been like the OGs, they're rare.
Maybe
I'm rare. 5 years. I mean,
maybe
who
someone
sticks
is
with me?
retiring, and maybe they were a snowbird. Maybe they're going to move to Arizona or going to move to Florida. They don't feel like moving their whole reselling business with them. Again, guys, you can go in there, you make them an offer, but you got to be searching for those kind of things
and be ready when
be ready to purchase.
Perseverance meets opportunity. The result is deserved luck. When perseverance,
I like that,
meets opportunity. Yep. Because perseverance, man, you guys know that no matter what happens, just like Adam had to keep going to get this thing going. So here we are. That's just life. No matter what happens,
I'm going to get it done. I mean, sometimes the world doesn't cooperate. I said, I'm going to figure it out. I was bouncing things off. What do you think if I do this? Try this, do this. I'll try this. We'll try. And Todd said, try it. All right, let's do it.
Yep. 22 years for Kelly. Man, she's original OG. I had written down in my notes here because like I said, this is the first time I ever had homework for a show. Right. So I'm writing stuff down, and born in Colorado, and I had written down that my first hustle was in 8th grade, which was selling candy out of my backpack. I wanted a skateboard. Okay. My mom said, yeah, you can have a skateboard if you can buy one. So I started selling candy, Snickers, and I bought my first skateboard.
Yeah, I know people sell trading cards or candy, or I know I had Joe Philly Picker on. He was a sneakerhead. So there used to be a store in his area. He would buy the new issues, and he would buy two. He would keep one for himself and resell the other one.
Nice.
So that's when he was, I guess, in his early teens, 12, 13, 14. So again, guys, I mean, I tell people the reason I got involved was because I had health issues, and I ended up tearing my Achilles when I was working retail. And not to be negative, but the reseller didn't want to pay my workman's comp. Of course, insurance companies don't like to pay claims. So I was like, I got zero money coming in at all, nothing coming in.
Yeah.
So it's like, what am I going to do? I got to have some kind of money coming in. So I thought about it, and growing up, my father was ill when I was a child, and he had onset Parkinson's, like Michael J. Fox, and then all kind of hospitalizations and this, that, and the other. And some are like, well, my mother was very frugal growing up, and she used to always go to like Marshall's and Target, and she used to call them Marshalls and Target and make them sound French, ritzy. But she taught me the value of shopping clearance and getting a deal. So it's like, well, maybe I could do some retail arbitrage. I can buy clothing, or I can go to thrift stores and buy things and then flip them on eBay. And that's what I did, because for about 6-8 months, I had nothing coming in. So that's how I got involved in reselling. And then again, I watched all these old OG shows like Todd was talking about, and Casey the Rockstar Flipper and Bonafide Hustler and Pete Craigslist Hunter, and that's where I got involved in this. So anyway, all right, let's get back to our notes here. Let's see here. We did the tour of your basement.
We're talking about thrift, or the next thing was, where do I thrift at, or where do I source?
Yes.
And so I've been going to that big thrift store you guys see me go to. It's huge. I don't know if it was an old Kmart, old Walmart. It was an old big box store of some sort, like an old big box store, right? That has now been converted into the most awesome thrift store in the world, because it's crazy. Yeah. So anyways, I go there. But my main thing I love to do is, once garage sales come, those dirt roads down a country road at a sale, that's where you're gonna find the treasure, man. That's
remember, look underneath the tables. If it's a garage, look around the garage. And another pro tip, and again, guys, I try to bring you guys value. I try to educate you and myself, and I've learned over the years, and I do this myself. If there's something you specialize in, ask the person, even if you don't see them. I mean, everybody's asking for video games, but maybe you sell trucker caps, and after they have caps, maybe you sell vintage toys, maybe you sell whatever, video games. By the way, I don't see such and such out here. Do you have this? And again, I always tell you guys, and it doesn't work every time, but it's a plus. Always trying to build some kind of rapport. Todd, you were in sales for a lot of years. Build a rapport with the yard sale person, garage sale person. When you get there, just be nice, say hello. Oh, wow, I'm so glad it didn't rain last night. Oh, it's a little chill. Just start a little conversation, build a little rapport. So maybe towards the end, you can build that bundle things to get a little bit of discount. Or maybe you can ask, by the way, do you have any trucker caps? Oh, yeah. Do you have any video games? Oh, yeah, my son has them. Let me go see. I'll see if he wants to sell them. Can't hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've had people say, yeah, why don't you come on inside? I'm like, oh, geez, should I go inside? Okay. And I'll go inside and check out their stuff and buy some stuff. Another thing I like to do is go to estatesales.org. Go to estatesales.org and look for estate sales that are in your area. And chances are this weekend there is one. If you haven't been to one, go, because it's fun, man. It's fun. And you're going to find something. Google Lens will be your friend at every estate sale. But the nice thing about estatesales.org is you can study the pictures, already look it up before you even go, and kind of study what the room looks like, so that when you get to that house and you get the earliest, so you get the first number or the first 10 numbers, so you get in the door first, you make a beeline to that door, and then you say, okay, that looked like the study. So I'm going to go into the study or the office, whatever, and I'm going to find that product, and I'm going to go beeline and grab it. And so, or on estatesales.org, sometimes they have online auctions where all you have to do is bid on it and then go pick the stuff up. Oh my gosh, I scored so hard doing that. There was a place called Fergus Falls. It's a little town about 30 miles away. The city of the whatever, Fergus Falls, was selling all kinds of crap, snow removal stuff. Anyways, they were selling shop stuff. They're selling boots, chainsaws. Anyway, I bought these boots. What the heck were they called? Carolinas. I bought 3 pair of Carolinas for like $25 a pair, and I think I got, I don't know, $90 a pair or $80, or I made some decent money off those. Pretty quick. So estatesales.org. Man, that's a great place to go. If you just want to look for something from home, you want a source, but you don't want to leave, that's a good way to do it.
Absolutely. And again, guys, and I'm a fan of that, and I really have to get involved more. And I'm not finding a lot of deals in my thrift stores, so I'm changing up the thrift stores I'm going to. And I'm going to start going to more estate sales. I'm going to consider going to auctions too.
It's fun. It is.
And I guess I guess you like say you do like a preview of what they have there. And I know with the auctions they'll put things up and in advance. They'll show you what they have, and then you kind of know what you're looking for, and then you kind of rubbish through the boxes and everything. So absolutely. So that's the tip for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me think about here. Okay, so why don't we get into I'm going to ask you later about your best flip, and we can talk about some other things. But once you get into this setting goals, staying motivated, and how you can avoid distractions.
Okay, avoiding distractions, man, that takes some self-discipline. And that started for me after my wife got sick. Everything was tumultuous, and I was like, I need to get control. I felt like everything was out of control. I quit smoking cigarettes almost 2 years ago now.
Congratulations.
So Thanksgiving Day of 2020. Yeah, 2020. Okay, so I quit cold turkey, no Chantix, no nothing. I was like, if I can do this, I can do anything. Because I've smoked cigarettes like my whole life since I was 20 years old, And so if you ever thought about starting, don't do it because it sucked. So I stopped. So once I did that, I was like, okay, so now I know that I can overcome everything with just using my mind, right? So
yeah, if you can quit smoking cigarettes, and that's a tough habit to break.
Yeah,
you can pretty much do anything.
And not that I don't want to smoke. Of course, I still want to smoke a cigarette. But guess what? I don't want to go buy a pack. Just don't buy a pack, and then don't do it. There you go. And then just fight through the rest of it, the cravings and whatever else. Gain the weight if you have to, but it's better to take a big breath, man.
And your breathing is probably a lot better now too, right?
So much better. Yeah, so much better. So How do I do it? I have to have a goal. If I reach my goal and I'm like, woohoo, I reached my goal. Like January, I had a kick butt month, man. Did great on eBay, put out a crap ton of content, got a whole bunch of new subscribers, kicking right, moving right along. February comes along, first part of the month, I was like, man, for some reason, I got to go to Colorado. I have to go. So boom, made tickets to go to Colorado. February 11th, I was supposed to fly out. Well, it got cold up here, and they actually shut down the highways. They shut down the state, basically. I mean, they shut down everything. So didn't get to go on the 11th, and I already had tickets to go out on the following or 2 weekends later with Caroline, because I was going out. I was like, I got to go see my mom. I need to go see my family. Right. So we made tickets for a couple weekends that month.
Okay.
So anyways, I lost my train of thought.
You said you had tickets and they shut down the highways one time and you had 2 more tickets. Had to go visit your family. We were talking about how to stay motivated and setting goals. Did you want to show your board where you have your goals?
Yeah, well, these are not goals. This is just how I keep track of where I'm at.
Right.
This is how I keep track of where I'm at. And like I said, my numbers have dropped. Okay, so if I showed you my January board, it would look much different. But there's days where I'll do $172 in business, or 187, or 300, or there's days where I do $64 or $15. $15? I can't even, that's like not even 3 gallons of gas. Right. I was like, oh my gosh. So those days are reminders that, yeah, you can't let off the gas for too long, Todd. But so this is how I keep myself motivated. I can stand back and say, okay, this is happening here. This is happening here. I've got my net, my gross, blah, blah, blah. And it's all right there.
But
and
you at the set your goals, and then you post your results to keep yourself accountable.
Every day I put my numbers. Yeah. Yeah. I put my numbers on the board. My goal is $10,000 in business per month. So that's always my goal. Do I always hit it? No, not yet. But I'm shooting for it, man. Okay, and I figure if I shoot for 10,000 a month, if I hit 6,000, that's cool. I'm good with that. But if I shoot for 5,000, then I'm only going to hit a couple thousand. So you have to aim way higher than you want to be, and then run like them, hard, and then you get to where you want to be. But the whole thing is, I have to have some kind of goal to keep myself motivated, because if I don't have a goal, then I'm not motivated, then I'm not happy. If I'm not happy, then who wants to do anything? Nobody. So without a goal, I'm like a pop bottle rocket without a stick.
Now, do you write down your goals? Do you make mental goals? How do you monitor? Well, you monitor your goals, but how do you set your goals? What do you do with that?
Yep, I've got a book. It's not down here, but I've got a book.
That's okay, but you have a book and you write down your goals.
I've got a book and I write my book goals down, because
do you set daily goals, 30-day, 90-day? How do you set your goals?
It's just one big thought of goals. I need to get this done, this done, this done, and it'll be like 20 things. And it might take me 6 months to knock all these out, but it'll have what it is, and then done, and then the check marks. And then sometimes it takes forever. Sometimes I go back 6 months later, and I'm like, hey, I forgot to check that off. But look, it's done. Checked off the roof, wanted that done. Needed 1,000 subscribers. Boom, wanted that. Wanted to get whatever done. Whatever you wanted done.
Right.
So, yeah. So that's how I do it. Listen to a lot of positive motivational speakers. Eric Thomas, Gary Vee.
Gary Vee is great, guys, but just remember, he's not suitable for work. So I mean,
no, he's not suitable for everybody. And there's a lot of times where I'll be listening to him, like, man, I can't listen to Gary. He's just too much for me. Too much.
I got to tune him off sometimes. I follow him on social media, and I watch him sometimes on YouTube, but sometimes it's like I don't want to hear that. I watch YouTube, or I want go on Instagram to get motivated, and I don't want to hear the dropping the F-bombs and whatnot. But it is what it is. He is motivational.
But yeah, like the old school Jim Rohn, man, Jim Rohn, he's awesome. Absolutely. And I can listen to that over and over and over again. So just constantly filling your head and with positivity, because negativity is coming. It's always out there, right? But if you fill your positivity all the way up to here, when the negativity comes, you have enough positivity built up to overcome whatever's going to happen. And stuff's going to happen, but it's not going to be as bad. It's still going to suck. Always does. Right. But yeah, you build up your reserve, man. So did that answer your question?
Yes.
Build up your reserve of positivity, and still so steer clear from distractions. How do you do it? Just do it. Have goals and say if I want to, if I'm not where I'm at, where I want to be in life, which right now everything's fallen off, so I'm really pushing hard now. If I have no business sitting down playing video games, watching TV, doing anything other than either thinking about, planning, or doing what needs to be done to level up, right? And complaining doesn't get it done. And that's usually what most people do. They'll say, oh, there's not enough time in a day, and I can't do it because there's not enough time. Really? Well, man, we all have the same time. Look at those people that are accomplishing huge things. They have the same time we do. So there are no excuses, only excuses.
Okay, we're going to take about a 2-minute break.
Okay.
Someone special on that wants to say something to you, so I'm going to bring her
All right,
on.
cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Well, I want to model
Nice.
Flippin' Hustler merch.
She's wearing the Flippin' Reminder hoodie.
This
There you
is
go.
it's upside down so that when you pick it up, then it says Flippin' Hustler my way, and on the back.
Yep. So when you're having a bad day or you're not feeling it, you can just look down and you'll see it upside down right your way. That you're the Flippin' Hustler or a Flippin'
Hustler sweatshirt. But I didn't want to burst into your interview or anything, Todd.
Are you good?
But
you know, Mama.
Shut up, Adam.
I was ready to bring her on. She disappeared. It's like, where'd Kelly go?
But I did want to say one thing to you.
Yeah.
And that is, I love you very much. We've been friends for a very long time. And tomorrow, have a happy birthday, filled with loving good cheer. On this special day, I'd like to say good luck throughout the whole year. May your wishes be fulfilled. May all your sales cha-ching. Have a happy birthday. That's what I'm wishing for you.
Golf clap.
Thank you very much.
And that's about the first words I've spoken today, because I've been just resting in bed today. So
you got the flu bug?
No. But I've been working my hiney out for a very long time, and sometimes you just have to let your body rest.
Live YouTube shows, sales, auctions, jewelry.
Yep, and today was my day for rest.
Well, good.
So, yep, I've just been TikToking in the bed all day. But I wanted to wish you a happy birthday.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Steve Irwin.
I appreciate it. Yeah, big 4'9". Here it is.
You're just a baby.
I know, it's all good.
So everybody tomorrow blow up Todd's Facebook and wish him a happy birthday. But I'm going to go, my love. Call me when you get
Kelly. Appreciate you coming on. Take care.
Thanks, Adam. Love you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Love you, Toddy.
See you later. Take care. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, sir. Let's get to avoiding distractions.
Yeah, man. So if you have goals, you're going to say, this is, okay. I always try and say, this is what I'm saying, refer back to myself so people don't think that I'm saying this is what you should do. But for me, to sit and watch somebody play a basketball game, the Denver Nuggets or the Denver Broncos or the Vikings, for me to sit and watch somebody fulfill their dreams and take 4 hours out of my day to watch someone make millions of dollars fulfill their dreams when I'm not where I want to be does not make sense. Does not compute. So you have to ask yourself, what are you doing with your time if you're not where you want to be? And, you know, everybody has a different level of happiness and what it takes to be happy. For me, it doesn't take a whole lot to be happy. I'm happy as it is. Right now, I'm good. Everything else is just gravy on top. But never rest on your laurels, and goals, man. So if you have a strong enough goal, then you're not even going to want to watch TV. You know, you're not going to, or you will feel bad. I mean, or if you eat your food, you're not going to sit there and take an hour to eat your food. eating should take like 10, 15 minutes and then move on with your life, right?
That's fair.
Yeah, it just depends on how big is your goal and your want and your why. Why are you doing what you're trying to do? And I have to ask myself that all the time, because I'm like, everything's good. Everything's good. Do I need to change anything? Do I need to level up? Do I really need what? Well, yeah, because if I don't, then I'm not going to be happy. Because if you stop playing the game and just say, okay, well, I'm good, then what's the point of getting up if there's no game to play and no nothing to do? You know, you have to be doing something, and yeah, that's it. So to steer clear from distractions, have a big enough goal and a reason why, whether that's whatever. I mean, it's a crazy world. You can do what you want to do for whatever reason you want to do it.
Absolutely. I'm gonna quote one of the lines you had mentioned to her in a pre-interview, and if you want to obviously get into more detail on what you actually wrote in a song about this, but you said, steer clear from distractions, take action.
Yep. So that's another thing. That song played, and some people might be tired of hearing me even talk about it, because
no, I'm not tired. I gotta get motivated just like the rest of everyone else, and we all. I think we all need motivation. Some of us are more self-motivated than others, but we need that. So get into it.
That song is in my mind pretty much every day, and will be used pretty much at least one time a day. There's at least one line out of that song that applies to something throughout every day, and it'll take me 2 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and just tell you what it says. I won't rap it. I'll just tell you the words, and then you can pick out what you want to pick out. But just know that.
You can watch the replay too. It helps my view at watch hours.
Yeah.
Remember those lines. Write down those lines.
For sure. So in this room right here, which is my inventory room, at like 2:30 one night, 2:30 in the morning, this came to me. I was down here doing some work, whatever. And all of a sudden I was like, man, I got to write this down. I was thinking. So I just started writing, right? So this all came out in one verse or one big setting. And I stepped back and I was like, that's crazy. And then I found this beat and it went right to it like it was meant to be. And then here it is. So, but the whole premise is it's me talking to me. Okay. I don't want anybody to think that it's about them, because I've had people say, what you trying to say, man? And it's about not anybody, right? It's just a way to motivate me, you, and everybody. So it goes, you feel like quitting, just giving up. You ask yourself, how long can I reach for the top? Because, man, I've been striving to get 100,000 or to be somebody for like ever, right? Seems like. So you ask yourself, how long can you reach for the top? Impatience, it's kicking in, right? Because, man, I'm tired of waiting, right? Impatience kicking in, but you've got to win. You can't stop, or you can't count hours. You can't count how long you've been working, right? You can't count hours. Stopping makes the haters grin. So dig deep, show them what time it is. There's a game called Flippin. Yeah, it can change some things. This is not a 9 to 5. Gold stars reserved for those that try. Now, this is one of the lines that really, really pushes me forward. It goes, push through when you think that you can't. Legend status reserved for those that can. If you think that winning is sprung from the tongue, meaning people that just talk about, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but you can tell they're not doing anything. If you think that winning is sprung from the tongue, I have news for you. Those dudes are chumps. Don't stop trying, bro. Stop lying. Your facade's transparent. It's a fact, no denying. Every time you tell me you're broke, you play yourself, because we all know you're dope, meaning we all know you're great. When you don't want to, that's when you need to. When you don't want to, that's when you need to. When you don't want to, that's when you need to. Here's the second verse. Steer clear from distraction. Take action. Drop the yoke. You've been grasping. Say no. I'm not having it. Choose true life. Don't get caught up in strife. At the end of the day, man, you know I'm right. I say these words to inspire myself. No one else around trying to bring me wealth. I heard if it's to be, it's up to me. So I'm playing the game and I'm betting I see the fruits of my labor, the style and flavor. My mantra on my mind, it cuts like a saber. The mantra is, when you don't want to, that's when you need to. Mantra on my mind, it cuts like a saber. If you doubt my grind, you won't see me shine. You've been kicked to the curb. That's right, you've been fired. That means the people that doubt you, the people that just don't get it, the people that bring you down, that are yoke around your neck, they're an anchor. You kick them to the curb. You kick them to the curb. Yeah, that's right. You've been fired. You fire them because no time for weak minds. If you're hating, get in line. Remember the night these words came so divine. From the ether to my pen, there was only giving in. Right. So that's that. Last verse goes like this. And then I saw the world open up to me. That's when I knew that I could live the life that's put before me, create reality. Head first blindly, I believe the time has arrived to sit back and watch the world collide. No stress here, I have a ride or die. So let's step up. Man, don't let up. A new philosophy is going to make sure you find luck. You got to change the way you're thinking if you want to find luck. If you change the way you're thinking, you will find luck, is what I'm saying. So a new philosophy is going to make sure you find luck. Like an 8mm, because I'm old school. Like an 8mm, it's time to rewind, replay your dreams every day and every night in your mind, because what you think about constantly is going to come to fruition, is what I think. So you have to constantly rewind your dreams, replay them in your mind, right? Like an 8mm, it's time to rewind, replay your dreams every night or every day and every night in your mind. Your subconscious is real. I told you the deal. The spread's in your favor if you shall appeal to the power and energy you carry inside. If you choose to slack, remember I tried. And then the chorus. How did that all pop out of my head? Don't know.
I don't know either.
Don't know.
Jenny, I appreciate you coming in. We had issues with YouTube, been having issues all day, and it took us about 15-20 minutes to get started. And it started a whole new stream, so I'm going to change everything all over. So, but anyway, again, basically what Todd just said, keep plowing forward, keep moving ahead. So we worked it out, and so the original link is still up there. I'm going to have to remove that and change everything around. So anyway, thanks for joining us. Watch the replay. So,
yeah.
Anyway, so I'm going to go through a couple more things, guys, and I might as well remind you. I always say this, guys, and just like anything that we talk about, time is money and whatnot. So I just want to bring this up, and then we'll go over a couple more things with Todd. But I always say, I'm not monetizing this channel, so if you're enjoying my channel, getting value, please consider helping me offset some of the costs. I would greatly appreciate it. I have purchased equipment, pay for subscriptions. Of course, like anything else, there's time and effort involved to bring you good educational content and help you grow your business. I have Buy Me Coffee, PayPal, and Cash App. And there's also a link to Randy's website where you can buy coffee, tea, spices, and old-fashioned candy. And Randy is kind enough to pay me a commission at no cost to you guys. When you register on facing.com, when the links are in the description, just put AE after your name. And Randy is kind enough to pay me a little commission on that at no cost to you guys. Okay, enough for the commercial. So, what was your, I always ask people when I have one on the show, what was your best flip percentage or selling price? Anything unusual that you sold that comes to mind? We talked about it in a pre-chat before. I
could think of several. I'll tell you about a really good one that most of you have heard about, and then I'll tell you one that a lot of you haven't heard about, and I'll tell you about it. But one of the most memorable is I went to an estate sale, and it was on the second day, or it might have even been the third day. And in the back, in the garage, there was a pair of Carhartt jeans, the regular yellow-looking Carhartt, right? But the tag looked completely different than any Carhartt tag I've ever seen. So I was like, okay, so I got them for $5. Okay, I came home, sat on it for about a week, did my research. I ended up listing for they ended up selling for $403. Yeah, they were from like the 1950s, and it just was the right time, and the stars aligned, and it was amazing.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was insane.
And you also sold something. We're not going to mention the person's name, but you also sold something to a celebrity.
Yeah, I was going to contact him to see if it was cool to say his name or not. Okay, so anyway, I bought this wall of toys, like I was telling you, and in this lot was this micro cassette recorder, right? But it was basically new old stock because it's from 2003 in the original packaging, original everything, brand new, right? So, where was I at? I think I was upstairs. I was upstairs. I was upstairs. My phone went cha-ching. I looked down. I was like, holy crap, $263. So that basically paid for that entire wall, right?
Right.
So everything from after that's profit. Anyway, that was $263. Dude paid instantly. I was like, damn, all right, well, he's serious.
$10? Oh,
260.
you bought the whole wall, so you didn't even know what your cost of goods was, right?
Oh, cost of goods on that. I mean, it was
I guess you did average cost to figure that out. Cost of goods.
I'd have to find my book where I broke it down.
That's fine.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but
I'm trying to multitask here. I was thinking you said it was on that wall of everything, right?
Yep. So I paid $225 for the wall. This person paid $263 plus shipping for this thing.
For the whole wall plus.
Yep, for sure. So anyways, long story short, the guy paid, and so I come downstairs and I open up my eBay so I can go ahead and ship this off, because I'm like, if this guy paid right away, I'm just going to go ahead and ship it. And the name pops up, and I look at it, and I was like,
who I think it is?
I was like, that's not even possible. That's crazy. So I go upstairs and I tell my wife, hey, babe, check this out. Do you think this is real? And she's like, I don't know. So she's kind of sleuthy. So she did her thing, her sleuthy thing. And she determined. Initially, I was going off her investigation. After the fact, it was all confirmed. Right. But, oh, man, do I say it? Do I not say it? Do I say it? Do I not say it?
You don't have to say it. But it's funny. I know a lot of resellers that I know have sold to like the prop businesses, that do movies and whatnot. They buy vintage stuff and they use it in the movies or the TV shows or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know a lot of resellers on that, but I haven't sold directly to famous people like
you.
No,
this is directly. Yeah. As soon as I sold a tape recorder to Charlie Sheen.
Up there it is.
Yep.
You mean that guy from 2.5 Men?
That's the guy.
All right, guys.
So that was pretty cool. That was within
cool.
the last 90 days. So that was kind of fun.
Right.
What else? Yeah, these mobiles that are hanging behind me, I used to tell everybody, be on the lookout for these, but I don't know if anyone's ever been able to find any. But I initially paid $1.50 for this one, and they're new on card. And back then I didn't know any better.
Okay.
But yeah, like this one, and this one. I had like 12 of them. I picked them up for $1.50 each, and the last one I sold was like $257. There's the original cards right there. But yeah, I used to tell people, keep your eye out for those. They're made by a company called Otagari. Otagari made all kinds of stuff, and not every mobile is valuable. There's a bunch out there, but the ones from the late 60s are. But they're like a needle in a hair stack.
Crystal, I posted earlier when you were talking, but Crystal sold 2 pair of vintage pajamas to a studio for a Christmas movie.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, were there any questions that you have? Again, Todd doesn't do a lot of live streams, so speak now or forever hold your peace, so to speak.
I might have to start doing more. I mean, I do miss the interaction with people.
Right.
But yeah, it's so easy to get caught up and wrapped up in,
like you said,
too much.
Distractions, the social media, the Facebook, the YouTube, the Instagram, the TikTok, and then you get involved with producing and doing lives with YouTube. Again, you got to value your time. You got to allocate your time. So
yeah, what am I trying to accomplish here? What I'm trying to accomplish is save money, and pay bills, save money, and live my life. Because to me, by saving, it provides options, and I just want to always have options, so that when the next big buy comes up, I can say, okay, cool. It's how much? All right, cool. Well, I've got options, So yeah, that's why we work hard every day. So that's with the goal. So the next time you do go out, you have an option to buy something, and then you just do it without even thinking.
Yep. Okay, and I always ask this, and I don't know if you have any that you use. I always ask my guests if they have any kind of special apps or websites that they use in the business. I think you mentioned Google Lens earlier, correct?
Yeah, Google Lens, love it. I mean, Google Lens was as much of a game changer as going to a thermal printer, going from the old ink printer to thermal
printers. Yep.
Man, that's night and day. And I made that change like 4 years ago, and it's been huge. So yeah, same kind of deal.
I would show you the Google Lens, but I changed around my lighting, and I used to have a chandelier. I used to have a big glare on my forehead. So now my webcam has trouble focusing. Eventually, I'm going to switch to to a camera. I purchased the camera,
Yeah.
but that's another story. So I would say you Google Lens. So basically, you just go on your phone. Maybe Todd can show it. You go on your phone. You go
No,
on Google. Oh,
yeah,
you're
just
using
go to your
phone.
Play
You're using your
Store.
phone to broadcast. That's right.
Yeah, just go to your Play Store, download it, and basically just point it at whatever you want to figure out what it is, and take a picture of it, and it'll find it, and it'll find it across the entire interwebs. And so then you'll just click on it
So
on
then if you can
eBay,
identify it,
Etsy.
then obviously you can do research, the pricing, sold, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep. And so one of the places that's been a huge value is in something like this. And this was something else I was going to tell you to keep an eye out for was these McDonald's premiums.
Right, you mentioned earlier.
Don't pass these things up. If you can
So
buy them right.
basically, they're from the Happy Meals.
Oh my gosh.
Look
Yeah.
at that.
From the Happy Meals, different ones. Oh crap. If you go check my solds, so this one's from Showbiz Pizza. I just sold Billy Bob, and he was this size, like teeny tiny. Go look at my solds. I sold him for like $56 or $58. Yeah, man. And he was in a huge bag. I mean, I bought multiple bags of all these little premiums, and just Google scan them.
So you probably had pennies in that. Yeah.
And yeah, it was probably a penny, and turned into $58.
Awesome.
So this whole little thing here is worth some cash. And it wasn't a big investment. Their time
again,
consuming.
I mean, I've had guests on to say sometimes you got to take a chance. So if it's not a lot of money, then maybe take a chance. Which worst comes to worst? You lot them up, or you redonate them, right?
Exactly, you lot them up, you lot them up and you bang them out. But if you go through, look, we have a ton of these premiums listed, just tons of them, and they sell. People buy them. I'm just flabbergasted sometimes the amount of money that people will pay.
If you're out and about, and again, I don't know if it was Bobby the Cap guy or whoever I had on that said, sometimes take a chance. Sometimes take a chance if you're not paying a lot of money for something. It might have been Harry that just popped in the chat. Take a chance, and
that's how you learn.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
And again, if you don't have a lot of money invested, I think it might have been Mike. Because Michael, does very well with his reselling business. But I mean, sometimes you got to take a chance. And if you don't invest a lot of money, I mean, if you're buying stuff for pennies, if you're that's why I said I'm going to start going to auctions. Maybe you get a big box of something for $5. Worst comes to worst, you redonate it, right?
That's exactly what happened. I was at this garage sale up in a town couple over, and I had been looking for some garage sales, couldn't find anything good. And it was like a estate sale, garage sale kind of thing that was in a community center. And it wasn't going to open for like another half hour. And I called my wife and I was like, I don't feel like staying. She's like, you got to stay. So I went to go see if I could get in early, and they let me in early. So I started digging through boxes, man. I mean, they were all sealed up. I'm digging through boxes. And gosh, I think I spent $280 that day. And that was, oh man, such a great day. I bought so much stuff and scored so hard. Oh my gosh. I bought this guy's entire collection of wrestling, or as much as I could find of his wrestling collection from the 80s and 90s. Holy crap.
Wrestling, like the toys and things?
Videos, DVDs, VHSs. There was some VHSs that sold for good money. Most of those went. But I'm still selling like 6x9 autographs, cards or whatever. Not 6x9, 8x10s. Just the whole collection. So if you can find a collection of stuff, that's a good way to go.
Crystal posted in the chat. She says those McDonald's toys might be worth more soon too. They're going to stop putting them in Happy Meals by 2024. So there's a pro tip. Thanks for sharing that, Crystal. That's great.
Yeah,
I wasn't aware of that. I don't really get Happy Meals. I've never bought a Happy Meal in my life, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Happy birthday to you, Christy, tomorrow.
Hi, Christy.
Yep, it's Christy's birthday as well.
Okay. Very good. Happy birthday, Christy.
That's one thing.
Guys. So just going to ask you guys if you have any last minute questions for Todd. And Todd, if you just want to, I mean, I said you might be doing occasional live. Maybe I can bring Todd on like every 6 months. Get caught up on him if he's not doing a lot of lies.
Yeah,
I always love having Todd. He's a wealth of information, and for those of you who don't know, Todd is a great person, and I really enjoy having him on the show. He's just a good guy, and he's willing to share his knowledge with us.
I try. When I first started doing YouTube and lives and this and that, I only had to offer what I had learned up to that point, which wasn't a lot. The first year, 2 years, 3 years, I
Right.
mean, what do you know? You're still trying to figure it out. I was trying to figure it out. Now, not that I know anything, but I've been around the block 5 times, you know, at least I
Five
know.
times been around the block. Okay.
Yeah. So I've been around the block 5 times. I know that much. And so whatever I've learned in that little bit of time is what I want to share with people.
Well, that's kind of why I do this. And then the people, most of you are regulars in my chat. You know, I come from a family of school teachers. You know, my father, I told you, was ill when I was young, but he was a school teacher. My mother was a school teacher. My sister was a school teacher. So it's kind of in my blood that I want to educate and I want to help people. And I was raised to help, to give back. And, you know, I'm not very religious, but I believe in the golden rule, doing others, you would have them do to yourself. And again, I learned a lot from other resellers, and again, so I try to pay it forward and try to educate you guys as well as myself, and hopefully you guys are getting some value out of this. So do you want to just mention a little bit what your plans? I know you're concentrating right now on your eBay business, but are you going to be doing a little bit more on YouTube? I have your link in the description, by the way.
Yeah. I just put out another video. Was it today or yesterday? It might have been yesterday.
I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
Yep. So I'm going to be still making videos. And just like I said, that's my one downfall, I think, is trying to juggle the two. And my sister now, she's just getting into YouTube, and I'm so proud of her. I don't think she's watching because she probably didn't get the second
Oh, I
whatever.
need to watch ours, so send her the link.
Yeah. But
I'm gonna change the thumbnail and everything. I'll change it all over. You know, after it uploads tomorrow, it takes a while for YouTube, especially with what's going on. I'll change everything over from the original one. I'll put it in the new one, and I'll delete the first one.
Yeah, she's down in Colorado, and she's been a reseller now for about 3 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my mom has also been a reseller for about 4 years.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so my mom came up here when I first started, saw what I was doing. She's like, you know what, I can do this too. Sure. So she's started when she was 74.
God bless her.
Yeah, and she's got like 650 active.
Wow.
She crushes. She crushes a lot of people younger than her.
How about that?
Because
good for her.
So that's where I get my motivation and ambition. It's an internal drive to.
Yeah, mom can do it at her age. I can certainly do it, right?
Oh man, I mean, there's people that won't start things like that, and she started eBay, and so this last Christmas we bought her a thermal printer. That changed her life, nice. So she's so happy. But anyway, my sister started a YouTube channel, and I haven't really been. I've been letting her do her own thing, and at some point I will jump in and start bringing her subscribers and this and that, but I gotta let her walk a little bit by herself. You know, I can't just say, okay,
before you run, right?
Yeah, I can't just say, okay, here's all my people, here's everybody, here's my sister. We have to see if she can produce.
What kind of content is she doing?
YouTube, eBay stuff, just like we are.
Stuff. Okay.
She goes to the bins, and she has become friends with a lot of the gal YouTubers that go to the bins.
Okay.
Like a Rural Squirrel, they know her.
Oh, okay, then okay, your sister, cool.
Yep. Yeah, so there's several people that she's befriended down there, and
okay.
So now she's in on the YouTube, and I'm proud of her.
She needs friends at the bins. You know, bins is not my style, but I mean, a lot of people do well there.
Yeah, not my style either. I'm more of a country road, happen upon something kind of guy. Right. Yep. So, anyways, my plan is just keep working. Just my main thing is just be happy. Be happy every day. The reason,
stay motivated, avoid distractions.
Well, I figured out why January was so successful versus February and March. And it's because in January, I was like, okay, it's a new year. I'm going to live every day to the fullest. And I'm going to say that tomorrow, it's not even going to come. I'm just going to know that tonight when I go to bed, that I will have exhausted everything that I could that day. And I have done the best I could. And I did that every day. I maxed out every day. I lived it to the fullest every day. And I said, if I die tonight, cool. Because tomorrow, then it might not come, and I know that I've done everything I could. And
that's another saying in old guys. You know, I love old sayings. Tomorrow isn't promised.
Yeah, no, it's not. And so therefore.
And if you have health issues, you don't know how you're going to feel tomorrow. So get it done as much as you can today.
Today to now, basically.
Yep. There you go.
Yep. So yeah. I don't know where I'm going with that either, man. I go off on tangents a lot, and I lose my train of thought a lot. But that's just me. And if you guys know me, then you know me.
Okay, guys. Again, I appreciate you guys hanging in and switching over. There was YouTube issues and whatnot. I'll switch everything all over to the new video. And unfortunately, YouTube takes a while to upload that. So if you can, recommend this video to your friends or to your Facebook friends or whatever, and reselling friends. And Todd did a great job. And I always say time is your most valuable asset. I like to thank Todd, obviously, for his time, and also those of you that are here in the chat, or those of you that are watching the replay. And please don't forget to leave a thumbs up before you leave, subscribe, turn notifications on. And if you're kind enough, you can leave a comment when the video uploads, and it will help drive traffic. All right, sir. Appreciate you being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, Adam. I appreciate it. I just want to leave everybody with this. When you have momentum, don't let off the gas, because if you let off the gas, you're going to spend that time that you could have been getting ahead trying to catch up. So when you have momentum, stay on the gas.
Well said. See you guys next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Take care now.
Peace.